Hello everybody, this is of course a really awesome guy 117, also known as Banana Manafoot, and today I'd like to give an update on the state of the YouTube Poop Review podcast. So lately, what's been going on in the podcast is that over the course of its lifetime so far, things have been going alright for it. I've been getting a decent number of guests, but in recent weeks, there seems to be a falter in the number of guests who are available for the podcast. I do understand that there's a lot of stuff that goes on in life. I certainly know. There's schoolwork, you gotta work at your job, there's family time, there's time with other friends in real life and online. But I would think that, a good number of people would still have enough free time on Saturday to, start on the podcast and have a little fun, But lately, what's been going on is that there seems to be a lot of people available in the sense that their 5 episode waiting limit is up and they're allowed to guest star on an episode. And with even with all the availability, all the people who are have the potential to be available, very few people are showing up to the podcast, and this is a really big problem. And if this continues to go on, I'm really considering just canceling the waiting period altogether, and anybody would be able to guest star how many ever times they wanted, because at this point it seems like if I remove the waiting limit there could be more people, but there also is the issue of the podcast having exposure, and considering I'm not really the most popular YouTube pooper around, that could be another thing where I don't have enough fame in the community, and that I'm kind of like on the lower end of things in terms of popularity, and maybe that's a reason why this the podcast is starting to fluctuate in guests. But I can't stress enough that I can only do so much, and I really need other people's help in this matter, because I really don't want to cancel the podcast. It would be a really sad thing. I really wanted to get this podcast, say 30, 40 episodes, and continue to have other seasons for it, and wanted to keep going strong, but it seems like, a lot of people in terms of availability are just not able to show up. Either they're ignoring the announcements I make, or they're not getting them somehow because of technology issues, or they're not seeing them because they're too busy to check and other things like that, and they're too busy to join and other such matters like that. But I feel like this should be an issue that should be fixable and should be something that should be avoidable, but unfortunately, this problem has reared its ugly head as of recent, and I really need you guys' help. This is not a time to bash people here. I just need your help and support, and I need guests. I need people to willing to in their free time to hop on the podcast and so we can have fun and watch YTPs together. If not, and this continues to be a growing trend and it just gets worse, I might have to cancel the podcast altogether. But it has not gotten to that point yet, so I think I'll make it official that I will cancel the waiting limit, so that if you want to guest star after each episode, you can if you want to at this point, because the podcast is kind of in jeopardy at this point, I feel, at least. And I feel like I can't have it keep going this way, or because things are just ever so slowly going south. And, I want to make an announcement about it and see if I can get some outreach and help in this matter. I just really need you guys' help. I can't do this by myself. So if you can, please, spread the word of the podcast, and just see if you can hit up somebody who has a lot of free time on their hands and loves YTP and would love to discuss it. I don't want to have to keep canceling podcast episodes because of the availability of guests, when my guest list is showing me that there's plenty of people who would be available, but obviously that's not the case, because in the case of episode 15, there's lots of people available on the list, but only one person is showing up, and this is a really big problem. That's all I really have to say. Please, I need your help, fellas. I really do. I can't do this without the help of you guys. So if you can, somehow, spread the word out there that, I'm kind of in trouble here, that I would truly, deep down to my heart, appreciate it. That's all pretty much I really had to say. So this has been a really awesome guy, Banana Manafoot, asking for your help, and asking for your outreach for the podcast. And it's something I'm passionate about, and I don't want it to fade away. And yeah.